said to appear when creativity feels lost. This creature guards the spark of new ideas. Hello, I'm Alicia. This is Crafty Coven. Let's jump straight in. I have got some yellow wax from my wax seal stamp set. Now, I've gone with yellow because yellow is, in magic terms, when you look at colour magic, it's for clarity, it's for new ideas, which ties in very nicely to what I'm making. So we just put it straight on the silicone mat, and then I'm just going to put a wax seal stamp straight on top, and I will just leave it to set, and that's that. Today's video is part of a collaboration, Froggy Friday, run by Karen over at the Dragon's Cave and Lisa from Girl in the Garage. The playlist for everybody else's awesome makes will be in my description box below. Now, once that's set, I'm just going to pull it off of the silicone mat because we're going to use this. This is going to go in our piece. And I don't know how well you can see that. It's got the Tree of Life and it's got 2 moons on it. And I've gone for everything is very, very specifically chosen. So you may or may not have seen, I have previously incorporated my witchcraft into my resin craft, combining my 2 crafts together. I am doing that again here today. And I am going to make my creative inspiration spell jar, but I'm doing it in resin. And I'm doing it in a frog because according to folklore, frogs are the guards of the spark of new ideas. They help you leap towards new things. So we've also gone with the Tree of Life and the moons on the wax seal. Now I want this to be prominent, so this is going right on the back of the frog in its first layer. And we've gone with Tree of Life just because it's for increased energy. It helps with your increase of energy with the moon cycles because it's done in the triple moon goddess-esque type layout, but it's got the Tree of Life in the middle. So all I'm doing is putting a very, very, very thin layer because, like I said, I want this to be the most prominent factor of this frog. That's me checking to see if there's any bubbles underneath the wax seal, and actually there wasn't. I was quite impressed. Now we're into our second layer, and in our second layer we are going to be adding some crystals. Now we're adding citrine in, which is for success, so success of ideas, and I'm putting them in the hind legs because I want the success to be pushed, and all of the power of a frog comes from their hind legs in their jump. So there is method to my madness, in theory, sometimes. And I'm just taking a micro brush and I'm pushing that right into those hind parts of the thighs so that it stays there, and to try and decrease the bubbles because crystals do love to trap bubbles. Then we're going to take some clear quartz. Clear quartz is for amplification. So I thought if I put it in the head, it amplifies the thoughts, amplifies your creativity, your ideas. And again, in with a micro brush to reduce the bubbles and make sure that it's all submerged in that resin. Now we're going to take some herbs, and for these we have got rosemary first, which is for clarity. You want clarity when you're being creative and when you need inspiration. And we are also going to add some lemongrass, which is for energy cleansing. So I want my energy and my mind to be clear when I am creating. Sage, which is for promoting wisdom. You want to be wise. If you've been inspired, you need to figure out how you're going to do what you want to do. We're also going to add some bamboo leaf in for energy. So I like to have energy when I'm creative. Generally speaking, if my inspiration is sparked, I feel energized anyway. But the bamboo leaf just increases that. So all of these added together are going to create what I would say is a great base for creativity and inspiration. So all of these just go together and they are going in the last layer of my frog. I am then going to take some yellow transparent pigment and I'm going to put it in the toes. I just want to tie the yellow from the seal into the piece itself, because again, it's the same color magic, you know, it's just incorporating everything all together. That's what I'm doing there. And then I will also be printing almost like a label to go with him, so that anybody that has him can see exactly my intentions that went into this piece, so we can see, you know, what I was thinking as I made this. And with the tag comes an affirmation, and the affirmation for this is a really simple one. I am going with, my creativity flows freely. That's it, simple. Now time for demold, and this little guy demolds fabulously. And I'm really impressed with how clear this come out. It has a few micro bubbles, but honestly, I've got no concerns, because in terms of what I want him for, he is a creative inspiration frog. Creativity isn't perfect, never has been. Inspiration is not perfect. So his bubbles don't faze me even slightly. And like I said, they're just micro bubbles anyway. But I'm really happy with how he turned out. He will be cleansed and charged, ready to go out to a new home. And I am going to leave you with one line today. The frog, the creative familiar, representing the spark of inspiration emerging from the subconscious.